Hey everyone, Landon Middleton here with TBS Factoring coming to you live from Oklahoma City. Welcome to another edition of TBS Live, How to Become Your Own Boss. That's the purpose of this video, and I'm excited to be joined with my friend, fellow co-worker, Tammy Gary, who is our authorities expert, who's going to help us learn how to become your own boss. So if that's you, you're going to want to watch this. Tammy, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to be with me.
You're welcome.
I know you have nothing else going on.
I know it. Nothing at all.
You've only been here for, what, 20 years?
20 years.
20 years. That's older than most people on Facebook, which is awesome. So you're definitely the expert when it comes to permitting, authorities, and more. So thanks for joining us. This is going to be awesome. But some of you may not be familiar with who TBS is. So let me take a quick moment to do two things. One, make sure you click like on the video right now to make sure you can hear us and see us. And sometimes technology doesn't behave, and we would love to hear from you. And also let us know where you're watching this from. Are you coming from Dallas, over there in Orlando, or you're on the West Coast? Hopefully you're not up in the snow. Sorry to all those people in the north, northeast, east coast. My goodness, that crazy storm that came through, for all the truckers out there stuck in that. Sorry about that. But maybe you haven't heard about TBS. Here's a little bit about the company and our company, what we love to do here. TBS literally is one of the largest privately owned companies that solves the cash flow problem for thousands of trucking companies every single day. Yes, you heard me correctly. Thousands and thousands of trucking companies. We fund their loads every day, helping them to literally get paid faster and solve that cash flow problem. So if that's you, you definitely want to learn more about TBS, and we'd love to get you some questions answered. But the cool thing about this, Tammy, is that a lot of people, when they become a client of TBS, it's not just about factoring.
Correct.
They also get help with bookkeeping. They can find the best loads. They get the fuel card, the fuel finder. They can also take advantage of being able to get any information when it comes to running their business right here from our team at TBS.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome. So there's a big benefit to everybody that does business with TBS, and we're honored to serve thousands every single day right here in Oklahoma City. Nothing like the good state of Oklahoma. So, hey, remember, click like, tell us where you're watching this from, and thanks for joining us here. So the purpose of this video, like I shared with you, is to learn how to become your own boss. Let me ask you a question. Are you that person? 2018, here we are with New Year's resolutions. I've got some. I'm sure you may have some. Maybe you've talked to your family, your spouse, about some stuff that you want different in 2018. You don't want a 2017 that you had. You want to literally take a big step and create your own freedom, launch your own company, and become your own boss. Here at TBS, we can help you do that, can't we?
We sure can.
And so if that's you, I want you to listen to Tammy, because you know what's cool about Tammy is that she literally knows what it's like to be your own boss. So Tammy, do me a favor. Share a little bit about your story, because you've been in trucking quite a long time, haven't you?
Yes, I have. About 25 years ago, I decided I was going to drive a truck. So I called my husband and said, "You got room on that truck for me?" He said, "Yes." I became a truck driver.
That's awesome.
And that lasted about 5 years, and then I came to TBS. I've been here 20 years.
So that was a quick 25-year breakdown.
Yes.
That's an awesome story. And we're done. No, just kidding.
No.
But when it comes to being a driver with your husband at that time, you were a company driver, right?
Correct.
So talk about life on the road. How many miles did you guys hit in this nation?
Over 500,000.
Just when you were driving.
Yes.
Not as a team, just you driving. You
Correct.
had 500,000 miles.
Correct.
So when you say you kind of know what's going on with everybody you talk to every day on the phone,
Yes.
you really do.
I do. One of my favorite questions is, or sayings is, people go, "You don't know what it's like out here." And I go, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do."
Absolutely. And that's a huge asset here at TBS. That's why she's a leader here at the company, been here 20 years, and literally oversees the permit department, authorities department, to help people become their own boss and get that authority. So when it comes to being out on the road, let's break that down a little bit. Tell us, what did you enjoy most about being out on the road?
Being able to see different monuments, being able to stop when I wanted to. We would stop and have a picnic or go fishing. One time we was like 7 miles from Mount Rushmore, but we couldn't get the truck up in there. I was so mad. I wanted to walk, but he wouldn't walk.
Wait, 7 mile walk?
Yeah.
That's not a long walk.
I know.
There's nothing wrong with 7 miles.
But he didn't want to do that, so we did. One place that I did like going was up to Mitchell, South Dakota. There was a museum up there. It was called 1880s Town.
Oh, that's
it had
awesome.
all the props, even the horse from Dances with Wolves.
Nice.
So I've had my pictures taken with Buck there from Dances with Wolves,
That's
and it was always nice, and having all the replicas there. There was times that we just would see all kinds of different things. I was out there in
Can imagine.
'93 during the flood up in Iowa. I was stuck in the ice storm, the storm of the century in '93 over on the East Coast.
That's cool.
And we were stuck up
Well, not
in.
cool. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's not cool.
It was cold.
I mean,
yes.
it's cool story, but that's not cool
It was
experience.
cold.
Sorry, let me make that clear.
We were stuck in Columbus, Ohio. Our truck had tore up, so we were there. I walked outside. It was 50 below. I turned around and walked back in. Now, I like the cold, but not that cold.
Now, 50 below.
Yes.
So, when it comes to your favorite thing about being on the road, what have you seen? I can only imagine the stories. Hey, when you share your story, food for thought, keep it clean, not too graphic. We'd love to hear the great stories, what you love to see around the nation, just like with Tammy, but get a part of this conversation. Get a part of the community. Leave a comment below the video where you've been, what you'd love to see, what you love about being out on the road, because I know a lot of you are watching this right now, got some time to share. We want to hear from you. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, let me tell you about one other thing that I know that a lot of people are going to relate to. We were up in Evanston, Wyoming, went into the truck stop, Burns Brothers, called my mother, come back out 15 minutes later, they'd done shut the road down, a blizzard had blew in. We spent the night there. Next morning, got up, went across the Three Sisters and everything,
Gotcha.
but it's...
So the moral of that story is do not call your mother when you get to a fuel stop. So is that what
Yes, yes, that's the moral.
Sorry, I had to. No, you got to call. My mom was my best friend. I'm sure. Got to call your mom.
Oh, yes.
So you were out on the road, teen drivers. Then all of a sudden, the transition happened.
Yes,
20 plus years ago.
yes.
When it came to your husband got leased on at
Correct.
that time, and you were a part of TBS. Talk about helping run the business.
Yes, I did the books for the trucking company. I would keep track of where the fuel was. I would tell him where to fuel at, what roads to take, and helping him with permits and what streets would be closed down,
Right.
the overpasses.
So they
and
didn't have
overpasses.
smartphones then, right?
No, we did not have smartphones then, no.
That's a good thing. You actually had a map, not a stupid
Yes.
GPS that took you down
Yes.
where you couldn't go.
Yes, I looked at a map many, many times.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So to say that you know what is going on daily in the lives of the people that you do business with and help every single day here at TBS is an understatement. I mean, you literally know what they're going through.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Sure
And
do.
so it just makes sense here at TBS. I mean, from our leaders here at the company to everybody that's on the floor, and we're right in the middle of everybody working and making the magic happen with TBS today. We truly put people in place that know what's going on so that we can get you the best information to make the best decisions for your business daily. That's what we believe in, and that's what we do. So, Tammy, thanks for sharing a little bit about your story, and we'll have to talk a little bit more off camera because I know there's some stories we can't say here on camera. So, you
yeah.
know, we'll keep it PG, maybe PG-13.
Yes.
If you want R, just comment in the comment thread R, and I'll have Tammy PM you some R-rated stories, and you guys can just talk about it. So, whatever you want to do. So, let's shift gears a little bit here. And because the heart behind this video is there's a lot of people watching this right now that really want to become their own boss,
Correct.
really want to get their own authority. So what are the advantages of hiring TBS versus doing it yourself? Because that's a big question we get.
Well, one of the things is that I know that it's really scary. A lot of people thinking about becoming their own boss and taking this big step. When
Yeah.
they call us, we go through everything with them. We find out where they want to be next year, where they want to be 5 years from now, what their
Right.
plans are, how many trucks they plan on having. We come up with a business plan for them, and
Right.
we just try to walk them through everything that they're going to need.
So you're telling me you really take the time to help them put together a successful plan when
Correct.
making this big decision.
Correct, telling them what permits and where to start at, where to go.
Yep.
It's
You know, I've been on FMCSA's website. I've been on those sites where they're built by the government. No pun intended for any government workers. As somebody, but efficiency and user friendliness is not the top two qualities that I think of.
correct.
And it's no beating anybody up. It's just it can be challenging to navigate those waters.
Yes. it can.
Plus, to answer the right questions. Plus, nonetheless, build the right plan so that when you do get your own authority, you literally can have success out of the gate versus having to learn the hard way, make a lot of mistakes, lose a lot of money, or worst case scenario,
Correct.
get out of business after
Yes.
you just started.
Yes.
There's so many people that have to go through that don't need to. If you get some help and partner up with a company like TBS and a great leader like Tammy here. And so that's awesome when it comes to the advantages of hiring TBS. That's a big deal because once you get your authority, my goodness, a team that's going to help you get the right loads, get the right fuel, and then be able to be paid faster so they not only get you on the road, they keep you on the road and help you get paid faster.
Correct.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
It does.
And that's the heart of what your department does every day.
Yes.
That's
we
awesome.
do that.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's break this down.
Okay.
What is step one for that person that wants to take the step, take the necessary steps to get and become their own boss?
Applying for their federal authority, getting the MC, DOT, and the BOC3.
Say that again. Those three, that's a lot of, those are a good phrase.
MC,
MC,
DOT,
DOT,
BOC3.
BOC3. That's awesome. And what's cool about that is that we're going to make it very easy for you to take that next step. If you would like to learn more, message us through our private message here on our fan page. Drop a question in the comment thread. Someone on our team will answer that question for you, get you connected to Tammy or someone in your team to answer those questions. But below the video, you're probably seeing it on the right side of your screen, a little learn more button. Click that button right now. Well, not right now. Wait to finish this video, then I'll tell you when to click that button. But in all seriousness, you're going to be able to click that button, get to the website, and get connected with Tammy's team. We'll make it as efficient as possible when watching this video later tonight. So now that they've got their MC, their DOT, and their BCO3,
BOC3.
BOC3. Dang it, I've been in trucking 10 years, and I still messed that one up. I'm sorry. But in all seriousness, there's a couple other things that people need to take into consideration before they just say, you know what, I'm going to go get those three things. What are the other two big things they need to take into consideration?
Is their insurance, and that's going to be the biggest probably cost that they're going to have, plus the cost of getting their license plates, cab card registrations. They just think that, hey, I can do this, and it's only going to cost me this. So we go through with them step by step what it's going to cost. On the insurance, we do have partner agencies that we work with, that if they sign up with one of those partner agencies, we help them with up to 50% of the down payment on their insurance.
Let's slow that down, because that's the first of 2 points we're going to talk about that you need to consider before making this decision. It's a big one, the insurance. And so it's expensive.
Yes.
I mean, there's just no way to put it. I mean, it is expensive. It's one of the largest costs, if not the largest cost. Actually, it's the second largest cost. Well, the next point is the largest cost. But so the 50%, up to 50% assistance, break that down a little bit. That's a big deal.
Yes. A lot of the insurances can be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 down. And what TBS does is puts up to half of that down payment for you. And so that helps you keep more cash in your pocket.
That's awesome. And be able to literally get that taken care of.
Yes.
But in order to have insurance, you need to have the second point. You need to own a truck.
Yes, you got to have a truck.
Kind of have to have your own truck. Might be important
Yes.
to haul a load.
Yes.
I won't make any stupid jokes off of that, so we'll just move forward. But when it comes to having your own truck, insurance, very important points to literally take into consideration before you get your MC, your DOT, or your BOC3. Very important. Very important. So, great question we get all the time. How much does this cost?
$389 just to begin with.
$389. And you're probably asking, because I would ask this question, where does that $389 go? Tammy, where does that go?
$300 goes to the FMCSA, $50 goes to BOC3.
And that remains how much money that TBS keeps?
$39.
$39. A whopping $39 service fee to partner with you to make sure all this gets done correctly the first time and as quickly as possible.
Correct.
That's a pretty darn good deal. And another great question we get all the time is that a yearly subscription that I got to pay that for your help, or is that a one-time cost?
That's a one-time cost.
A one-time cost of $39, and you've got a partner like TBS and your team helping take care of it.
Correct.
That's awesome. And I know that there's a lot of other organizations out there, other companies. Price check, compare, and you're going to see how competitive and how good of an offer we just discussed is. Now, when it comes to $389, $300 going, $300 and then $50 and then $39 goes to TBS, one-time investment. That's a big deal. How long does this take?
21 days.
21 days. That's minimal, correct?
Correct. Once we apply for the MC and DOT number, that sits on the docket for 2 weeks. If they have their insurance posted in that first 2 weeks, then they can be active on the 21st day. That's historically. But things change there, but most of the time it's 21 days.
That's awesome. So on average, it's 3 to potentially 5 weeks, just depending. I mean, they're doing life.
Yes.
You're doing. Obviously, they got to sit down and answer these questions. And if this has sounded good to you, make sure you click like on this video. And here's another thing. In all seriousness, we want to help as many people that are talking about this get these answers. I mean, this is a big deal. And that's why we do these Facebook Lives, not just because we want just to do it. We love this. We enjoy this stuff. But honestly, we're doing this to get out in front of these conversations, because you may be talking to someone right now about this, and there's a lot of experts out there,
Yes.
quote unquote
Yes.
experts, and there's a lot of misinformation, wrong
Yes.
information.
Yes.
And so tag a friend that's having this conversation with you and let them watch this video. And if you have a question that we're not talking about, please put it in the comment thread. We want to answer those questions. And what's cool is next week,
Yes.
we're not done here right now, but next week you and I are going to answer all the questions that come in over this next week. All the people that are going to watch this. We get a lot of video views in this stuff. I mean, with our TBS Live views, we're up to like 150,000 collective views,
Yes.
and it's just growing daily. And so we get a lot of questions. And so we want your question. Next Thursday at 4 o'clock Central, we're going to come back, and we're going to have a list of your questions to answer. And I'm not going to answer them. Our expert is. And you need to hear those things. So if you're talking to somebody, tag them in this comment thread, and we want to make sure we get those questions answered for you. So we talked about the cost. We talked about time frame. We've talked about the things you need to consider when it comes to what the steps are specifically, which is a big deal. So we get them on the road, keep them compliant, and we help them get paid faster.
Sure do.
That's awesome. I've got to, just real quick, I want to take a commercial break from our conversation here, because Tammy, I just have so much respect for you. I have so, just like you do, we have so much respect for you who's watching this. Without you, America stops.
Yes.
I mean, everything we're using for this cool Facebook Live thing
Correct.
literally was brought on the back of a truck. So first off, thank you. And then secondly, Tammy, tell us a little bit about what you enjoyed most about being on the road. And then secondly, if there's one thing you wish you could fix, what would it be?
The thing
Now, keep it clean.
Okay. Okay, if I have to. The main thing that I like being out there on the road, especially after we had our own truck, was we had the freedom of taking the loads that we wanted.
Yeah.
We had the freedom of going as fast as we wanted. We were able to negotiate great rates that we
Yeah.
wanted. We stopped, got fuel when we wanted, stopped and saw grandma when we wanted to.
Yeah.
It was just more freedom out there. Being a company driver,
Yeah.
you're more at their mercy.
You're at their disposal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm thankful for every company driver out there.
Mm-hmm.
Without you, we're not having this Facebook
Right,
Live.
right.
But there are many people that would love to have the freedom to
Yes.
become their own boss.
Yes.
And that's a big deal. What's one thing that you would fix in your experience?
Being a company driver, the one thing that we had the most trouble with was the dispatchers. They worked for the company, so they were more worried about making their
Yeah.
quota. They would lie to the drivers. They would, lie to us.
Yeah.
And they would put the miles in as 500 when you actually drove 560 miles.
Right.
So a lot of it had to do with the dispatchers. They tried to make you think they were their friend, but they
Now,
weren't.
let's be fair to dispatchers, because without them, trucking doesn't
Yes.
happen.
Yes.
Not every dispatcher is
No,
with that frustration.
not.
And it's not a personal complaint, it was just a frustration.
Correct.
Gotcha. I mean, so for all the great dispatchers out there, thank you, keep up the great work, but at the same time, that is definitely a frustration that's happening right now.
Correct.
And definitely when it comes to the culture of trucking, and I'm still a young pup in this space, I'm only 10 years, not the experience you have being literally on the road.
Yes.
And like you being on the road, but when I'm doing life across the nation at every truck show that I have the privilege of being at, I hear that as well when it comes to dispatchers. And I wonder why. And maybe we can talk about that. We'll do a live behind a live. We talk about
there we go.
all
Get
those
a dispatcher
things.
in here.
Nikki's behind the camera here. That's a great idea. Write that down. It's a big deal. That would be awesome, because we want to hear from all parts of trucking and really bring some serious value on these TBS Lives. You know what's a great question? So back to our conversation, becoming your own boss. Why is it important now? What's the advantage of making the decision today?
Well, because they begin to start the new year out with a truck, a company, and that will give them a couple months to get some experience out there.
Right.
They'll be able to know dispatchers, brokers, anybody they want to talk to. They'll be able to know what lanes they want to run. They'll be able to know what truck stops they want to stop at.
Right.
And then once that the product picks up and the season picks up, they'll be ready to go.
Absolutely. So you can get the experience you need in this 2 to 3 month window,
Correct.
so to speak. Get your feet wet, get the experience,
Yes.
build the relationships, but also you put some light on this earlier between you and your husband at the time. It's a family effort to run the business.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. So, I mean, there could be some spouses out there that now jump into helping with bookkeeping and
Correct.
payments and handling the cash and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So it's a family commitment for sure.
There's a lot of wives that call here and ask the questions for the husbands, and so
That's awesome.
we end up teaching them. The husband's out there driving, the wife calls, doesn't know a whole lot about it, so we teach her too.
Absolutely. And I'm as married here. If it wasn't for my wife, I couldn't do what I do every day. And I just, and if your spouse or someone that's helping you, a friend, a partner, whatever it may be, you might want to tell them thank you. So why don't you tag them in this video and say thank you for everything you do every day to help me run my business. And also, if you're thinking about becoming your own boss, warn the person. So tag them too and say, hey, warning, we're going to start our own company. But anyway, I thought that might be appropriate. And so, you know, when it comes to TBS, and Tammy, you know the facts.
Mm-hmm.
No privately owned company processes more authorities than TBS on a daily basis.
That's correct.
That's huge. That's a strong statement, but we know it's facts, and we're
Yes.
thankful for that.
Yes.
No privately owned company processes more authority. So if you're looking for a partner, if you're looking for answers to questions that you have, and you're making serious considerations of becoming your own boss, you can trust TBS. You can trust Tammy and her team. You can trust everybody. If we can move this camera and show you this floor, everybody here wants to see you succeed when it comes to running your company. It's that simple. And so that's what's awesome about using TBS and partnering with TBS in running your company every single day. Let's see. Anything we're not talking about? Anything that you can think of we haven't discussed?
No, but if we haven't discussed it, I'm sure they'll ask us.
It's a very good point. That is a very good point. So do me a favor. Again, if you've been talking to somebody or if you've been considering it, drop the question in the comment thread if we haven't answered it here. But we've discussed what it is to take the next step, the things that you need to consider, as well as the time frame,
Correct.
the cost, and just the other personal elements, the family impact, all important factors, and why you should make the decision now to become your own boss. And choosing Tammy, choosing TBS, and our team here, it's going to be a great decision for you. We're going to make it as efficient, cost-effective, and as fast as possible for you to get on the road to become your own boss. So do me a favor, click the Learn More button if you want to start that process now. And at the same time, remember, we're coming back next week, 4 o'clock Central, for another TBS Live to answer all the top pressing questions and make sure that no question goes unanswered. So thank you for watching. On behalf of TBS, myself, and Tammy, and everybody here, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week on the next TBS Live.